Hello, good evening, happy Wednesday. David Glunt, hello. Paul Honeyman's in the house, hello. Carl Lewis, the man with the plan, giving a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way in, of course. Gotta do that. Alex, hello from Toronto. That rhymed, kind of, sort of. Auntie Anne, the great, the powerful, the wonderful. Saying hello to a bunch of peeps. Greg is in the house. Hello. Patrick, Cuddly Texans in the house. Okay, what is up with the pose Mike's doing? Is he in a boy band now? No, that was like an impromptu picture I took of him a while ago in the garden. And I was like, stand like this. And he did. No boy bands in the future. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Everyone's saying hello. Pettit Jean River Homestead, what's going on? Hello. He says hi again, y'all. Joe Payne, hello from Alabama. The Peanut Farm. Lucy, hello. Greg, hello, hello. Philip W. Ryder, howdy, howdy, howdy. I love it. Looks like he should be singing some Backstreet. I don't think that man could name one single song from any boy band, if we're being honest. There was a time when maybe he could have. There was a time when I think we were still dating when it started, and then we were engaged and first married, where we were working at this one bar that had like 18 and up night. And during that time, some of that stuff would occasionally get played. And so, some nights I DJ'd and some nights he DJ'd. And so he may know he won't remember it, I guarantee you now, but he did at the time probably know those songs. Billy Tyson says hello from Southeast Mississippi. Big Country's in the house. Hello from Texas. What's going on? Baton Rouge, Mr. Ken. Hello. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So today, listen, here's the deal. I forget that we have a P.O. box. Okay. Because it's not on my brain a lot. That like, oh, I should go to the P.O. box and check it. Like, I just don't think about it a lot. And usually if somebody's sending something, they'll message me or leave a comment or something, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to go run by there. Because I don't think to check it super often. It's bad on me, I know, but I forget. Well, I knew somebody was sending something. Our pal Larry was sending something for Frankie, which I did pick up today. We have not opened it yet because I picked it up. I picked the kids up from school and we went straight to church for pantry boxes today. And now they're at youth and I'm here. So she has not had a chance to open that yet. We'll do that later. But I also got some things in the mail that because I'm terrible and haven't checked the P.O. box, that were from like July. So that's how long ago it's been since I remember. Like, I drive by it and go, oh, I should check the P.O. box. I haven't checked it in a while. Oh, I'll check it later. I'm in a hurry. Like, I don't have time to stop because our post office is in the middle of our town square. And so if you're coming from the wrong direction, you have to like have intent that you're going there because you have to park. You got to go up a different street to park there. And so a lot of times I'm driving by going, I'll do it later. And that has happened apparently since July. So we'll get into the mail in just a minute, but kind of crazy. And then I filmed a couple clips today for a video that I was doing, and part of it took place in the car. And then I filmed Sipping and Spilling while I was waiting for the kids to get out of school. Well, I had it plugged in to the car to charge. And I have done this a million times where it's plugged into the car to charge while I film. Some update on the phone or something, it will no longer record my voice or sound when it's plugged into charge at the same time. So I lost that entire Sipping and Spilling that I filmed and a couple other clips that I filmed because it was plugged into the car. Not one of my happier moments. So the Sipping and Spilling you were going to see tomorrow, I'll film something else for Friday now, and I'll film that tomorrow and get that out to you because I got to go back into town tomorrow and I'll film some of that. So, you know. Joe Jacobson, hello. Prayers and blessings all from Eastern Iowa. Is the new land for a new place, or are you just adding it to the current homestead? Huh? Are you talking to me? Confused. Not sure what you're talking about. It is an iPhone, of course. What are you guys talking about the land? Where did you hear about this? I'm curious. Did we say something last week about it? I have no memory of that. Oh, okay. Okay. Because I was like, we have not talked about that publicly. So how do you all know? Well, okay, I guess the cat's out of the bag. He did not tell me that he said that. So just to clarify, we haven't, it's not like finalized yet. But yes, so I guess I'll talk about that for a minute to clear that up. So we're trying to basically, because like here's the deal, guys. We've worked really hard for a lot of years at a lot of different jobs um, to get where we are now, right? We we've made some bad decisions, some bad financial decisions in our life. We've made some good financial decisions in our life, and we have always worked really, really hard for everything that we have. So we're not rolling in it by any means. We are able to live comfortably currently, but not like extravagantly by any means. So I just want to say that first because I think people a lot of times have a certain impression of us, maybe because we bought a land that had a house on it, that was like a bougie version of homesteading because we didn't like build it from scratch. But part of the reason that we did that is because we didn't have a choice. We had to have something that had internet right away because Mike still works a full-time job. And that is our main source of income, right? So we did kick around the idea of buying raw land and building on it while we lived there, but a lot of those places we weren't going to be able to get internet to, and he had to be able to, he literally took 5 days off. And it wasn't even a full 5 days that he took off from when we left California to when we got to Mississippi and were able to get him set up enough in his office so that he could get back to work. Like he didn't even take like a week vacation. He took, and he was still checking emails and stuff on the road, which was part of the reason why I drove the whole way, because he was taking work calls and emails and stuff. He was working while we were driving here, right? So like it's just, that's just kind of how it goes, right? So anyway, this land, the guy that currently owns it, he's elderly. His family doesn't want the land. His kids don't want it. And it was originally part of this land. So it was all part of the same parcel. And it makes, if you guys are familiar with land, it makes a block. It's a perfect square. And so for those of you that remember how our land is laid out, where the house is the main chunk of land going behind us, a little bit next to us on this one piece. And then the rest of it, you know, the big pastures are out behind us, where the deer plot is, where, you know, the culvert, the famous culvert that everybody's fallen into or hopped or whatever, is back behind the house, right? Next to us, if you go, and then of course there's a creek that runs along that side by Beulah's pasture, behind the goats and all of that, where that tree line is. There's a big creek right there, and it's a big gorge. It's like an 11 to 16 foot drop in spots. And you can't cross, I mean, you can cross down into it, but you can't take a vehicle from here to Silver, which is our other like 10-acre pasture on that side. We have to go out the county road and down and around. Okay, so that the land that borders that is this land, and it goes into making the square. Yeah, we drink and we know things. That's right, big country. I know, seriously. I know. Tim bugged your house during Freedom Weekend. I wouldn't put it past him. I know Mike went into his live last night, but I was rendering a video and eating dinner, and I was like, I'm not going in there. I'm not watching YouTube. I just want to watch my trash Love is Blind right now and eat my salad. That's what I want to do. So that's what I did. And then I went back upstairs and worked for another hour. But anyway, so this land is beautiful. It's got two giant lakes on it, and so we're working out. We're in the. I mean, we're buying it. It's happening. It's just it's a process because it's a whole thing. So, so we're working on that, and I don't know exactly what Mike said on the live. I guess I'll have to go back and watch it to get his full version of it. But yeah, basically that's what's happening. But we're having to, scrape a little bit and scrimp a little bit to make that happen because that's, not doubling our current mortgage, but it's definitely, more. But we have plans with what we want to do to it. And yes, it does border our property, which is one of the reasons why we're so hot to acquire it. Because that kind of an opportunity will never come up again, where we would be able to buy more land. We would be able to do the sheep operation that we really want to do versus a really tiny one on this pasture. Um, so that's the plan. So that's what we're trying. That's what we're working on right now. And it's a little stressful. It's part of the reason why I haven't been filming as many sipping and spillings. I didn't know that he had already spilled the beans on that. I figured we hadn't discussed it, but I just assumed because it wasn't like officially like inked down yet. But that's how things are in the South. Like you don't get real estate agents, and you don't. There's not going to be like an inspection or anything. It's just going to be like we go down to Heather's office and we sign a paper, and it's done. So so that's the deal with that. But they're just copying me hitting that culvert. You're right, Paul, because it's the trendy, cool thing to do. Let me tell you. So it's exciting. It's a lot of work. It does mean that things will be tight for a while until we're able to get that kind of up and running with what we want to do to that property, which I don't know what all he said on the live last night, so I don't want to get into too much that we've discussed, just because I don't know what he said. He is going to join me tonight. He's actually over there mowing right now, that property. So, and working on it a little bit for I guess us and for crop. So that's what's happening. So, but yeah, buying all the land around. I know he really wants to stay away. It's not even that we had talked about originally when we were first looking here, and I was able to like really look at the property. Some of you may remember I had mentioned on the back 20, there's a little hill that overlooks like facing towards the creek, and I was like, this is the perfect spot to build like our little house someday, and like be able to give Frankie, like not give her, but like how, you know what I mean, like work it out somehow that nobody's destitute, but like she could take over the big house up here, and then we would build our own little house out there, and we'd be far enough away from each other that we wouldn't be like up each other's butts 24/7 and have enough privacy, but we wouldn't be like so far away that like if she needed me to watch the kids or I made too much casserole or whatever, that like I could swing it by. So but now same plan, only now we'll be over there and she will be over here. So and Frankie loves that idea. So, it's kind of one of those things. But it's exciting. It's a little terrifying, not going to lie, because it's a big, everything like that is kind of a big financial commitment. And we have made some decisions in our life that have set us back a ways in the past. And so I am a little anxious about it. Just because of those kinds of things. And there's some things that we've done where we're like, um, yeah, it's just, it's a hard, So, sometimes we like to help people, and sometimes we help people to our own detriment, and it's not always reciprocated. And so sometimes, and that has put us in kind of awkward positions. So, little bit tricky, but we'll figure it out. We're working on it. So he didn't say a whole lot, just too big that it was Only that it was 116 acres with 2 big ponds. Yeah. Yeah, that is. It is. I don't, but apparently he said we bought it already, which yeah. So sure. Maybe he knows something I don't. I haven't talked to him much today. Maybe something happened today that I don't know about, but it's yeah. So I'd miss Frankie too much if she wasn't up my butt. I know. Well, and she and I are close, but like I mean, I know I drive her crazy sometimes, and I know she drives me crazy sometimes. But that's the nature of mother-daughter relationships, probably too. Um, but it's just the three of us, and and I was the same way with my parents. Like I was close with them. My mom, some of you know, my mom and I don't. We have a little bit of a strange relationship now. Sometimes, I love my mom. She'll always be my mom. But it is one of the reasons why I felt okay with moving was because, after my dad passed away, she kind of put some distance between us. And that was really hurt. I'll own when I do things, but that was really her doing. Um, I, she can be very headstrong and difficult. Not that I can't, but I like to think I'm a little bit more logical about things, and sometimes my mom is not. Uh, my mom's very like it's this way or no way. And so if you don't fit these parameters in her mind, then you're you're off the list. You're whatever. So I do go back and visit her. Obviously, I go back to California and I see her. But it's it's not like it was when I was younger, um, or even into my 20s. Um, but which is hard. I wish we were still close like we were then. And we have our moments. And I will say she's been better lately. I don't know if maybe she has started medicating a bit, um, or what, but I will say she has been much nicer lately. Because I can handle a lot, but there's been times where she's just, you know, I don't like to air too much stuff on the. I know she doesn't watch her channel, but on the off chance this would be the one episode she would see, right? Like the one the one video she would click on and she'd be like, "What do you do? Just talk smack about me all the time." But anyway, I mean, she's a good mom. She raised me well, but hey Jen, what's going on? Um, but anyway, so that was one of the reasons why I was even comfortable leaving because I had always said to Mike, like, I can't move until my parents are gone or until they don't need me, basically. And it got to the point where it was just very clear that I was not really wanted involved. And so I was like, well, I've tried over and over again. I need to do what's best for my family. And what's best for my family is getting us to Mississippi. And so that was the end of that decision. But yeah. So Jake Hudson, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too. Yeah, a hard-headed Italian. I know, right? Who would have thought? Yeah, she above and beyond the average. And oh, she has the guilt thing down. Let me tell you, she can give you the guilt like no one. But bless her, I do love her. She's my mom. I don't wish anything ill on her, of course. And I know that someday, and I do talk to her. Like we text and talk. I keep in touch with her, obviously. And I had a lovely visit with her when I was just in California. Like a surprisingly lovely visit with her. Actually ended up spending way more time with her than probably than I've spent with her in the last decade, if we're being honest. But we had a great time. Um, but people always ask, like, "Oh, do you think she'll come out and visit?" And I'm like, "No," because she hasn't flown anywhere in like I don't. And she's a little bit of a nervous flyer. I can't see her hopping on a plane to come. Oh, tripped me out. I just saw a black dog walk across our yard, and I was like, I know I took them out earlier, and I was like, "Where's Skylar?" Because it's walking the way Skylar walks. It looks like Skylar, but Skylar is literally snoring right here, so it's not her. But I just did a double take. See, the other thing Mike did was tell Tim the shower jokes are getting old. Tim is worse. Tim is going to get worse now. I know, bro code. I know. Sometimes, Mike loves a good joke just as much as anybody, but he gets a little like, okay, we get it. Like, let's move on. Like, but yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah. Let's see. I know I got distracted. David Glunt, they have to put up an 8-foot fence around the whole arena for emus, I think. Oh yeah, you need really tall fences for them. I'm not opposed to that, but you know, I'm not opposed to it. Stop it, Jen. I thought you were posting like old pictures of the other dogs the other day, and I thought I did a double take then and went, wait a minute, oh, and then I saw the date. But you were seriously, Jen, I was delivering puppies all day today and have to finish packing to leave tomorrow morning. Why are you putting the dogs together? I told you, stop it. How many? You have like 47,000 dogs on your property right now. I cannot. Well, listen, when we get this other piece of land, we can just dump some of the dogs over there and I'll train them over there. Because I'll need poor guardian livestock dogs over there. We can just put them over there. Oh, delivering. Oh, selling them, taking them to new homes. Okay. I was like, Lord have mercy. She just had another litter. Okay. I was like, when you said delivering puppies all day, that's what I thought you meant. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. I was like, Lord, have all. Okay. Tim needs some new jokes. Agreed, David. We like Tim though. Tim's our buddy. I know. Tim moving on. Have you met him? I know, right? Hi, Jerry Jones. What's going on? Lonely Hitchhiker Kent. That's not a word. Hitchhiker Kent. There we go. I'm good. I'm not that damn crazy. Well, Jim, that remains to be seen. She's going to the vet in 2 weeks to get fixed. I'm assuming that's what the rest of that sentence would be. What part of San Diego am I from? Well, I was raised in Claremont, which is like next to PB and like University City area. Went to school in University City, went to UC High. And then we moved, when I got my first apartment, I moved to Santee when I was 21. And we lived there. After we got married, we moved to a 2-bedroom apartment in the same complex, and we lived there for a little while. Then we bought our first house in El Cajon, and we lived there for, I don't know, 7-8 years. Then we bought the place in Ramona, which is where you guys all know us from. That's where we lived in Ramona for like, how long do we live there? 7-8 years, something like that too. And then, and now we're in here. But yeah, so kind of, I just kept moving further and further out of the city is basically what happened. So, but yeah, but I grew up closer to the beach and then moved basically to the mountains in San Diego County, unincorporated area. But yeah. You have to be more specific. More Pacific, Jen. Yes, be more Pacific. That's right. That's right. Sid's going to have Mike build a fence along the perimeter of another 10 feet for all the dogs to run through. I know, right? I know. Well, he wants to, we'll do the sheep over there. I haven't even talked to Jen. Jen doesn't even know about this. We're buying the property that borders ours on the other side, not Miss Ann's, but going that way. So yeah. And she's leaving again tomorrow. I haven't even seen her. We haven't even done, my birthday was, what's this week? It was last week? My birthday last week or the week before? Whenever it was. I don't even know what today is. Today's the 20-something. I don't know. Anyway, we haven't even done like my birthday celebration with my friends yet because Jen's been gallivanting. So, and I was teasing them. I was like, it's going to be Beth's birthday before we get a chance to do mine. I know. She's been gone and she's leaving again. I know. Once you get back and no one's going anywhere, because then she's leaving. Beth's leaving to go to New York for a long weekend. So once everybody's back and settled and home, then we'll have a girls' night. So, thank you, the 23rd. So yeah, it was like last week and a half ago. Yeah, it's like 10 days ago. Whatever. Yeah. That does help. Thank you. I was like, I know it's the 20-something, but I know Friday. I should have been able to figure out. I know Friday is the 25th, but that's all I know. It's been a year this week. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Might be gone again in March, April, and May. Well, it was nice knowing you. So there's that. Oh, Lord. That's right. Hit that thumbs up. That's right. Shiloh Acres says, Sid, so if you end up buying that property, are you going to sneak some peafowl onto the homestead? I know, I do. So here's my thing. I do want to have peafowl again. Um, I would love to have them going again. It broke my heart that I lost them all. Um, but I do need a slightly different structure for them in order to make that work for me. So that's another project. So I'm kind of waiting until we get to a point, which that might be way down the road now that this is happening, where we can build. I don't know how many of you remember the turkey flight pen thing that we had at the old property in Ramona that we built. That was where my peafowl were. That was where my midget turkeys were, and they could kind of fly around a little bit in there. And I would do that on a little larger scale. Because they really need a home base and mates to anchor. So before you can really let them start going out. And I'm so paranoid about peafowl now because I've had I had my first hatch out and brought that group with me here. I had raised those up from pea chicks, and then I was able to breed them, and I got a bird out of it, and then I had other babies, but they were sitting on the nests, and then they killed all the babies, and that was heartbreaking. But anyway, they were crap moms, it turned out. But anyway, good little breeders. So anyway, when I moved them all out here and they ended up getting attacked by the dogs, coincidentally enough, I think I know what dogs got them. I only just discovered it like this week, but that's a whole nother story. You turned 53 on November 4th, just in time for the election. Nice. 67 on the 26th. Nice. I know, Jen. I know. I want some. Trust me, I do. I've had such bad luck with things happening to my birds. We had somebody house sit. They locked them out of the pen and didn't give them any food or water. And so after about 4 days, they finally left and I couldn't get them to come back. And then they just disappeared. And then I had this happen to this group that I grew out. It's like right when I get them to maturity, then something happens. And so I'm like really paranoid now about peafowl. But, you know. I know, 2 lakes, I'll need some pink flamingos out there. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know. Probably not a lot of people in this chat, Alex. Your birthday was 10 days ago? I think that's about, well, my birthday was on the 12th. So it sounds like yours was on the 13th then, because today's the 23rd. That's the rumor. So you have like the same birthday practically as me. I love it. Thank you. Yes, that's true. Very good, big country. Very true. I know. That was my fault though, because it was close to election day and I brought that up. So that was my fault. Thank you. Happy late birthday to you too, Lucy. See, I knew I liked you. It's because we're like right in the same little Libra area. That must be it. Yeah. So no worries, Alex. But yeah, so it's kind of a big undertaking. This whole like, there's going to be a lot of focus that's going to have to take place in order for everything to happen the way we want it to happen over on that piece of property. So we're gonna do it. But it's, you know, obviously I wish the interest rate was a little better right now, but hopefully that will eventually, it's got to come back down, right? And then we can just refi. like everything. But we'll see. So I'm trying to learn my job. That's right, big country. Lots of birthdays this month. We know what our parents were doing 9 months ago. Good gravy. The 14th annual celebration of my 30th birthday. Oh, I love that, our flippin' homestead, farmstead. Oh, that's cute. The 14th annual celebration. Yes. See, I like that. Thank you, Lonely Hitchhiker Kent. I hope it all works out too. I think it will. I mean, I think it will. And it may be one of those things where if there's a little bit of time that may happen in between, like, because he only just approached us about this, wanting to sell it. So, and he was kind of saying, oh, I want to sell it within the next year. So he may not, like, he may want to wait a few more months, but I think it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later, now that he knows we want to do it, and that he's willing to, I think, work with us on it a little bit as far as the time frame of things, because he's not in a huge hurry, and so that gives us time to, like, figure out the, do the financial, dotting of I's and crossing of T's on it. But I hope it works out too, because I love the idea of being able to have Frank and whoever she ends up with and her family be able to stay here. So that would be great. Oh, Paul, that's mean. He's like, I'm turning 69 on the 31st. And Paul's like, if you're lucky. That's so mean. Paul's always 21. That's right. Oh, Jen saying, nope, I'm always 21. That's, yeah, true. She is. She's almost 40. That's what we like to tell her, because she likes to tell me I'm almost 50. So I just tell her she's almost 40. And I've been telling her that since I turned 40. So for the last few years, it's just been, you're almost 40. And it's becoming more and more true every day that she is indeed almost 40. And this May, she will be that much closer to being almost 40. So. Oh, David Glunt says he tried to put his dog out before the live and she wouldn't go, and now she wants to go out now that the live is on. Tell her to cross her legs. Just kidding. Just kidding. Still 21. I know. She's like, shut it. I know. She's like, I will just get all the Botox. That's Jen's answer to. She's like, I will get so much Botox that I can't move my face, and then everyone will think I'm 21. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm 32 and Jen's 27. Sure. We'll go with that. Better than almost 70. I'll tell you, my back feels like it's almost 70 some days. I will say, like, since the weather's gotten a little bit colder, definitely feeling it. Definitely feeling it. But I will say this. This is the weird thing, guys. This is the part that's, like, really trippy for me. You guys have heard me talk about it before. My entire life, I've had back pain. Like, as long as I can remember, I've had muscular back pain from my muscles trying to keep my back straight, right? And I've done all the stuff to, like, make it better. I've done massages, I've done chiropractor, I've done, workouts and tried to stay in shape and, all the things to try to keep it happy. And I just always had a certain level of pain. It was never like I wasn't in pain, right? And now that I've got this new thing going with the DDD and the arthritis and all that, my muscular pain that I used to have is, like, almost gone most of the time. But the joint pain in my lower back, that S1 joint, like right now even, is a little cranky while I'm sitting here. And then if certain movements, like certain things that I go to do, like if I bend down, sometimes I have to restart bending down because it, like, catches and I have to, like, get it out of the catch, if that makes sense. That's what I picture in my head anyway. But so I traded one thing for like another thing is kind of what happened, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is, but it's fine. Your body thinks you're an idiot. Your body might be right. Your age times two, and I see how you feel. I know Auntie Anne says, I hear that. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I do stay away a lot of from a lot of inflammatory foods, Susanna. I've always been a very hey, Lundy. It's just Daddy on the side by side. It's just Lundy. Hey. No bark. No bark. It's just Daddy. Now she's like, oh yeah, I recognize that vehicle. When it's headlights coming up the driveway and she can't see it, she's like, what is that? I better bark at it. Um, so I always do that. I don't do keto. I'm not a fan of keto. But I do I don't very rarely do I do dairy. And I eat a lot of like leafy green vegetables and protein and natural foods. I don't eat processed stuff. So I do really pay attention to that to begin with. You'll be acting like you're 21 starting tomorrow until Monday. And this is when you go to California for the baby shower, right? Right, John? I think it is. I think it's this portion of the trip. Pretty sure. She's lower to the ground, so she's always had to fight gravity harder than the rest of us. Oh, that's true, Paul. Nice. Nice, Auntie Anne. She says she's trying keto and she's lost 10 pounds. That's nice. Yeah, I know a lot of people love keto. It's just not for me personally. I just know how my body reacts to, like, I have done research on it, and I just know the types of foods that my body responds to better or worse. And a lot of the things in the keto diet, my body is just like, no, ma'am. So I can't do it. Big Paul's jealous that everybody's getting hugs but him. Oh no. Yes, that's what I thought. Dang, baby shower is getting in the middle of my fun. Well, you could stay longer. You're flying all the way out there. At that point, I thought you'd stay longer. But anyway, guys, back to my mail thing. I almost forgot about it because, like I said, I did an entire sipping and spilling on it. And then, so anyway, going back to these were from July. So what happened in July? We had just had Freedom Weekend here. Aunt and Rox had lost their little dog Lillian, and we were able to, with the help of our neighbors and constant searching, we were able to find her, and she was in very, very bad shape. I nursed her around the clock, obviously took her to the vet, nursed her around the clock for like, what was it, like 5 days, I think. We found her we got her home. We got her here on a Tuesday. She'd gone missing on like Saturday, I want to say. And then that following Saturday, we tag teamed her up to Arkansas. We took her to Tim in Memphis, and then Tim took her the rest of the way. But I got 2 very nice letters in the mail that I would have known about in July if I had gone and checked the P.O. box, but I had forgotten about the P.O. box. So anyway, got this lovely, and I won't read the whole thing to you guys, but so sweet. Like, she sent this little thank you card with all, of course, all bunch of Lundys on the front. And this was from, this one was the one from, oh no, this was the one from Chris. That's right. This was the one from Chris. And I won't say the last name just because I don't know. But anyway, basically just said that she was very thankful that we found Lillian and were able to take care of her, and what a blessing that was, and that she was so excited that we were able to get her back home to Rox and Aunt and Wyatt, of course, and she included some money to help with the bills from that, so that's appreciated. So thank you. And I don't know, I recognize her name, but I don't know what her handle is on here. So like I don't even I saved the envelope so I can reach out to her because I think she put her return address. Yeah, she did. So I can at least reach out to her and send her a little thank you note and apologize for not acknowledging it earlier because I legitimately didn't go to the mailbox and I feel terrible about that. And I don't want her to think that I'm an ugly human being that is ungrateful, but I legitimately didn't know it was sitting in the mailbox because I didn't go check the mailbox. So she wrote me this lovely card. And anyway, it was just so sweet and kind of made my day today. And then the same time, obviously, I got another card from Susan Murphy, which I don't think she's in here tonight. I don't think I've seen her name tonight. But again, she sent another little a thank you card and another little note basically with little horse. I don't know if you guys can see little horse stickers that look like Beulah, and she's got a little chihuahua and little duck stickers and just you know, thanking me for taking care of Lillian. That it was just very sweet. Of course I was going to take care of her. Of course we were going to try to find her, you know. But it was just very sweet. And then she sent a bunch of pictures that she took off of the screen of like them being reunited with Lillian. And then and she included some pictures of her. I don't know if she would want me to show those on there. But and then her dogs. She sent me a picture of her dogs, which you see. And then she had this little magnet made of Lillian that she took a screenshot of from there. And I'm going to put this on the shop door. So every morning when I go out to feed the animals, I can see little Lillian on the shop door. So it's just really sweet, like just a sweet little gesture. I just thought that was really sweet. So that was nice. Mike came in and then he left again. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. But anyway, I just thought that was really cute. And I felt bad again. I need to reach out to her too because I'm like, here they probably thought although maybe, I don't know, maybe they thought I mentioned it on a video they didn't see because that happens. I know y'all don't just watch every single video always because it happens. So it is what it is, you know. Wanda Henry, hello. Brooke Burke, what's going on? MT Homestead, what's going on? Mike and Terry, what's happening? Mike and Terry are on later tonight. MT in the house, that's right. Yeah, so Patrick, last time I talked to them about it, which was, let's see, I think I touched base with her specifically about Lillian. I've talked to them both since then, obviously, but the last time I asked about Lillian, she was like, yeah, she's pretty much back to normal. Like there was a couple things that she was maybe a little more apprehensive about or like whatever, but for the most part, she was like back to her old self and doing fine health-wise. So that was amazing because the night we found her, I was like, this dog may not make it through the night. And again, thank God that I will say this forever, that little Nash not making it was heartbreaking for me and being sick and having to deal with all of that with her. But thank goodness, in a way, like everything has a reason, because I had those saline bags. So I was able to rehydrate Lillian with those saline bags that first night and the first day to get her like even well enough, because I was nervous. Like I'm like, man, even if I take her to the vet right now, like I don't know if she's gonna make it in the car, to the vet an hour away that first night, because it would have been an emergency vet visit in Starkville. And I was like, I don't think she's going to make the hour-long car drive at this point to take her to the ER vet. So thank goodness I had that. And so little Nash got to save another little dog. So I always think that's kind of special. But yeah, normal now for the most part. Yeah, she's just doing her thing, as normal as a little, Chihuahua can be, because they have their little moments where they just suddenly look like they're terrified of life, but they're, for the most part, they're good. So yeah, she does. I think she keeps her mostly like right by her now, just because, and she did say she, like, when she took her out, she was gonna like always have her on a leash, just because she's paranoid now, which I get. Little dogs add a different layer of paranoia than like these two big dogs. So when I was in New York, there's always something that happens with the animals when I'm in New York. So listen, when we take these two, we used to let them outside. They would hang out outside, but our area outside from right out the back door was like a fenced area that you could basically see them out the door. because we had like, screen door things. So you could basically see them out the door like the whole time, right? Well, that is not true out here. You open it up out here, they can go wherever they want. Well, Mike went into the shop to do some stuff, took them outside with him, was in the shop for like 15, 20 minutes, realized it was quiet, and he didn't, hear the dogs thing jingling or anything, and they were gone. They were just gone. So he hopped on the side by side and started going all around, looking down in the pastures, looking around here, whatever. They were 2 miles down the road. 2 miles down the road, he found them, like almost to the highway. And he like yelled at them both and put them in the side by side and brought them home. And he was like, yeah, these two heifers, this is what they did while you were gone. And I was like, well, I never leave them outside like that, because if I'm outside, I'm with them. Like if I take them outside to do something, I keep an eye on them, or I keep them with me, because this one, if she sees a deer, she wants to go play with the deer, and she will chase it to go play with it. Not like she wants to chase it like she's trying to chase it. She wants to go like play with it. And this one, Lundy's just along for the ride. So Skylar over here will like go chase the deer to go play, and Lundy will just be like, well, she's going, so I should go too. And that's just how it goes, So you got to stay with them. Oh no, she said she was walking mostly normal. For a while there, she was only turning in like one direction, and she couldn't walk straight. She would just kind of make these circles. But she started walking in a straight line on that Friday before we took her up, because my things, like before we tried to make the car ride, she had to be eating and drinking on her own, and like going to the bathroom like good on her own, because she had a few accidents like just in her sleep basically. And I was like, we need to get her to a point where she's like safe to travel, where she can like eat and drink on her own, and then we can transport her. And so she started eating and drinking on her own, and we were able to take her. But she was coming out of that walking in circles thing, and she was doing better, where she was only veering a little bit. And I don't know specifically if she's still veering a little bit or anything like that. The last time I asked Rox about it, she said she was like 99, I think she said like 99% back to normal. So I think that's pretty good considering she was on death's door. So I'll take it. I'll take 99% and maybe listing to the right, like it's fine. Oh, well, I didn't leave my two puppies. I went to New York for a couple of days, and my husband was home with my dogs. But he doesn't like watch them the way I do when I take them out. But Lillian was not my dog. Lillian was our friend's dog when they were here for Freedom Weekend, and she got spooked. She not sure he hashed it, but she got spooked. They were firing guns on the other pasture and on the gun range, and she got spooked and she took off. And it took us, that was on Saturday. We had a sighting the next day. We almost caught her. Monday, there was another couple of sightings. Tuesday, there were no sightings until that night, and we got her Tuesday night. My neighbors found her. And it had been like record heat wave. So she had been through it by the time we found her, and she was all scraped up and really dehydrated and not doing great when we found her. But yeah, see, and she's acting normal now. Yeah, I think she's, just settled back in. So that's good. Oh yeah, they love the guardian livestock dogs. They all get along really well. Our dogs are the only dogs that like those two don't bark at. Like when I take them outside, like they don't care. And when they're in the upfront paddock, they go nose to nose. We'll take the guardian livestock out. When they were in the front paddock, we would take them out, and they would kind of play together. But when Kusi got too big, and he's still a puppy. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's still, when he doesn't realize how big he is when he's playing with like these two old ladies. And so they would start to get scared because he wasn't hurting them or anything. He was just so big and trying to like jump on them and whatever and like wrestle around, which was great when he was this big and when he was this big. But when he got to be this big and this tall, it was like they were like, oh, I mean, they still love him. They go up nose to nose at the fence and whatever, and Tash and everything they're fine with. But oh yeah, they get along great, you know. And our dogs like love cats. So like when, you know, they have their morning routine when I take them out in the morning. Now it's dark out, of course, when I take them, but you know, Bunko comes out and loves on his dogs and they love on him, you know. So there's the only dogs that he's cool with. So, which is how we want to keep it because he won't go in the goat pen. Bunko does not go in the goat pen. He's terrified of the goats. Totally fine with the horse, by the way. Terrified of the goats. I don't get it. I don't get it. But he's totally fine. Like he will walk right underneath Beulah. He didn't care, and Beulah didn't care. But he will not go near the goats. He's terrified of them. It is ridiculous. But he's a little ridiculous, so it's fine. What? What about Oxnard? In 1 year, went from Maine all the way to Oxnard, California. Oh my, Philip. That's crazy. So they all get along with Sid. Everybody gets along with me. Yeah, I'm like Switzerland. Ask Jen. She knows. That's like my nickname. That's awesome. With Ryder, I've hardly been anywhere. Matt Barker says, I hope everyone's having a good day/week. Sorry, I'm over here squinting. I should just break down and put my reading glasses on instead of squinting at you. I'll do my old lady stare at you guys. I know. Well, Jen's around the bend, but yeah, she has a lot of family around the bend too. 10-minute warning, I know. Nice. Let's see. That's great. You got to spend that time with your dad. I love that. So to Switzerland, and sometimes it's dumb. I know. Because I get to be the voice of reason in our friend group. I was always like the mitigator of incidences and like the negotiator and like the calm level head. And so whenever there was like drama or strife amongst our friends, I was always like the peacemaker. I was Switzerland. So, and I still am very much that way. However, I also go full Italian mode if you F around and find out, because that happens sometimes too. So there is that. Voice of reason is dumb. Yeah. Jen's more the type that's like, why can't I throw this bottle at her head? She's a dumb, you know what? Like, and I'll be like, because you'll be arrested and it's not worth it. She gave you a dirty look 10 years ago. I don't know why you're mad at her tonight. That's usually how those conversations go. Am I right? Well, something like that. Yeah. Jen always starts it. Do I have an egg timer going or is it the ceiling fan? No, apparently it's the fan in my computer that for some reason is not loud when you're sitting here. But lately, I wonder if it's where I have my cam sitting on my laptop that's making the difference. Let's see. Let's see if this makes a difference. I have no idea. Well, now it's stuck on something. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. I know. This is fun for the whole family. All right. I moved it over there. We'll see if that makes a difference. I don't know. I can so see Jen saying that. Yeah, that's almost verbatim of probably a conversation that we've had. I wouldn't, I would, yeah, it's probably pretty close. Like one time I was the driver and I don't remember who all was with us, but I remember we were leaving. Like all the rest of the parties in our group were like ready to go. Jen was not ready to go. We managed to have a couple of our big guy friends like get her in the truck, but as I was backing the truck up, she flung the door open and tried to like claw her way out of the truck. And they had to like shove her back in, and we had to put the child locks on so that she wouldn't try to escape a moving vehicle again. So sometimes you have to lock your friend in your vehicle, you know. And since we were in the truck and I didn't have a trunk to put her in, we had to use the safety locks on the truck. So, but it worked. Well, that one time, yeah, exactly. Oh, she has lots of brains. I know, and then he thought we broke the door. I know. He did. He thought we broke the door because the child lock was on it and we forgot to turn it back off. Yeah. But it was fine. It was fine. Everything was fine. Maybe. I have no idea. But here's the thing, is like it's not loud. Well, that right now is the air conditioning. It's not loud when you're sitting next to the computer. You can't even hardly hear it. But for some reason, the microphone on the external camera sometimes picks it up and amplifies it and makes it weird. So I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, don't break rule number 1. Rule number 1 is don't die. You know. Thank you, Jean. Appreciate you. I thought the noise was coming from my car. I worried something was wrong. It's not your car. Apparently, it's either something wrong with my camera, or it's sensitive in a way that it's picking up that sound, like in a strange way. I honestly don't know which it is. Jen is very entertaining, but I know she doesn't want to do the whole YouTube thing. We've discussed it previously, and that's just not her jam, and I get it. And sometimes she's in our videos. She's been in several of our videos for different things. Like the Beulah video that's got like, what, almost 500,000 views. She's in that video a lot when we went to go pick up Beulah. So, yeah. Oh, rule number 1 is we don't talk about Fight Club. Oh, no, that's not rule number 1 around here. Rule number 1 is don't die. We always tell each other when somebody's doing something stupid, we say, don't break rule number 1. Rule number 1 is don't die. David Gillett, it's a lot of work, and I don't want, and I would probably be removed. Yeah, that's true. That's possible. Just hit the laptop vent with a vacuum just on low. All right, I'll try that. I might need to hoover it. I guess so. And jumping on your broken ankle. Yeah, that too. I know Mike said he was going to make it for part of the live today, but I guess he lied. He went back out in the dark. He's doing something with that property right now. So, I don't know. I didn't know he had announced it already. But what do I know? I only live here. That's right. And rule number 2 is safety's off. 100%. 100%. Yeah. I think so. And I don't, Auntie Anne, because you know all things, because you are the oracle. I believe it is still true that SLR is not going live tonight. I know they went live like last week or whatever because they had a giveaway, but they're not going live tonight, I don't think. Right? I just don't want to say the wrong thing. Practicing his fishing. He did that the other night. He did go out and fish for about an hour the other night. He's hiding the bodies. No, if that were true, he'd be going to the hog farm. Correct, they are not. Okay, just making sure. All right, guys. Well, him and Ryan needed to see each other. Oh, stop it. Oh, Patrick. Actually, Ryan's got a really nasty, I guess, ear infection right now with man flu, but he's been on drugs and he's doing better. But, you know. But it's fine. I mean, they're still putting out videos. They're just not doing lives right now, which I get. Lives can become a lot sometimes because it's sort of a, you know, when we're doing editing and putting out videos for y'all, it's different because we can just like sit there by ourselves and edit. And when we film videos, we're just interacting with ourselves and pretending you're there. But this is when you're actually there. So it's different. It's a different level of, I don't want to say stress, but it can be just a little more You have to be a little bit more on, I guess, and more conscious of like what you're doing and saying, because it's out there and it's live. Like you might accidentally tell somebody that you bought 116 acres and not tell your wife that you announced it to the world. You never know. But anyway, it is what it is. So anyway, guys, gotta go pick up the child, and wrap this bad boy up. I think there's a few people that get live at 7, but I know Pretty and Pooch do Full Blown Country, and then at 8 o'clock, of course, you got Mike and Terry, the fabulous and wonderful Mike and Terry from MT Homestead, and then at 9 o'clock you got Vineyard Farmhouse, and that's all I know. So you got some stuff to watch for a little bit. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way out, guys. I'd appreciate it if you didn't hit it already. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. I'm sorry that there won't be a sipping and spilling tomorrow because I screwed up, but I will post one on Friday because I'll film it tomorrow. And I may or may not be wearing the same shirt because I didn't wear it for very long today, and it's very comfortable. And I have a shirt on underneath it. So there you go. Just preparing you for that. Anyway, guys, love y'all. See ya. Safety's off.